So one of the early things that I started doing when I lived in my car is I realized that, I didn't have the resources to make exactly the videos that I wanted to make, but I knew I needed to start getting good so that when I was able to make the types of music videos that I want to make, I wasn't starting from scratch. So I decided to just basically take videos of my day-to-day life. So any chance I got, I recorded something. And this one day I was in Facebook, and Facebook used to have this feature during like Messenger where you can make a short video, but you can have this crazy image all around you. So I'm gonna go to my videos, and we want to find, I called it, so long before YouTube made what is now very popularly known as shorts, and I think I even timestamped this. The first one is an astronaut. Oh no, this is the first one, September 17th, 2 views. I called them, I don't think I wrote it down, did I? They're called social media shorts, is what I wrote down in one of the descriptions. I call these my social media shorts. And I was in Facebook using these filters, and I was sending these as messages to my friends. So instead of sending a text or like a voicemail, here was the first one I sent him.
Bro, fuck you. I'm a goddamn space marine, bitch.
Oops.
Don't fuck with me. I'll shoot with a blaster. You ever seen fucking goddamn Starship Troopers? That's what I do. I blast rodents like you, bitch. Don't fuck with me. I'm a goddamn astronaut. Bro.
That's fucking improv.
Fuck
I
you.
love that. This is probably,
Damn
space. Pause it. That's probably my favorite one, because only at one point do I kind of not know what to say. I say, goddamn motherfucking space marine bitch. I didn't know it was going to come out after goddamn motherfucking, and so I was trying to buy myself time by drawing it out. So it's kind of cool making videos, because you can kind of, every time you make one, you can see something that you want to do better next time. So I really had fun with the astronaut. But then I made this is one of my favorites.
What? Are you talking to me? Sorry, I don't understand. Can I have some water?
That video I made because I think Jason was kind of talking shit to me or something, and so I just played like I was a super stoner and being really, really dumb. So that one was fun, and this one I like a lot because I call it Creepy Milk and Cookies. This is the creepiest character I've ever made.
Can I have your milk? I want some milk. I want some milk and cookies. Can I have some? Can I have some milk and cookies too? Nobody gives me any milk or cookies. I want some milk, please. And cookies too. Milk too. Can I have your milk?
One of my ideas with these types of filters is I wanted to make lots of short little brief moments that are generic. So like I didn't come up with this idea until I was halfway into this project. So you'll hear me use Jason's name a few times. But I realized, fuck, if I use Jason's name, that means I can't use these videos with anyone else. So the idea is when someone sends me a text, I can make a funny response and send these responses, but not just to one person. I could reuse them over and over again if they're generic enough. So like the asteroid or the astronaut one, I'm a goddamn space marine, bitch. Don't fuck with me. I'll shoot you with the blaster. So that could be used anytime someone's talking shit or joking around with you. So I can use that for lots of people as my response. So I wanted to create like 20 or 30 of these, and I would just post them all over the internet in forums.
What the fuck's in this coffee? Oh, the fuck, Jason, I don't think I can drive, bro. Oh my God, is that fucking Samson? Samson, no! Don't go, it's a black hole, Samson! Oh, Samson!
This day was fucking fun. We all made fucking kooky videos on here. I think there's one more worthy of note that I'll share. And if you like these, See, this is how disorganized this is. I should just have a folder that says social media shorts so that you, and I do. It's just, I don't think it's public right now. I think because I want to edit these and put all the right information in. So these need some work because I like them enough that I want them to be better than they are. So that guy's got a creepy thing going on. I think we want to see... Oh, this one was pretty funny.
Should we come by before or after Layla's? Because if we don't go to Layla's, we don't have, well, pixie dust. Because I live in the forest with all the fairies.
I had no idea what I was going to do with that one. I realized halfway in, I'm like, oh, this might be offensive to some people. I better fucking about face. So, my Pride and Joy was one of the first ones I made, and I'm going to make a separate video for this. It's called In Search of Pep, and it's like 2-minute videos, a 6-video series. But I'll do that in a separate one. But I was going to show this one. This is pretty cool. Oh, no, that's just tech. I think it's unrelated. No, I think this might be a good place to end this. Are there any more? Oh, this is... Okay, this is kind of creepy.
If by milk you mean methamphetamines, cocaine, and maybe a little bit of marijuana, well, I would love some milk. What? A little bit of ecstasy as well, some ketamine? That sounds like a delicious glass of milk to me.
No idea how I tied a glass of milk as a code word for drugs. But, I was pleased with it. I got an unboxing video. I made a character called the Oak Tree Assassin. It's super stupid. But, it was fun just trying out new characters. Oh, no, Seta's kind of funny. Let's see. Hello, Mr. Seta. That's a minute 28. Mr. Seta's kind of funny. It's me when I'm just learning. Wait a second. No, I have my car video. I bet you it's on here. Hold on a second. I've been wanting to show him the video of me turning the car into a DJ soundstage. The first car I had. I haven't done it with... So, it's on the... It's nowhere, is it? It's got to be on... It's on my other phone. Or it's in OneDrive. Maybe it's in OneDrive. Is OneDrive still holding stuff for me? Let's see here. We want to go to Files. Videos. Bob related video. Oh, this is long before anything's done in the car. 44-second shot. Taking care of an aging pug. Pictures. Let's see here. Here is... No, that's not it. Kiki the pop-up soundstage. No, I want... I want to show my friend. So I had a bunch of curtains that I was carrying around in my first car, my Civic. And yeah, there's 44 gigs of pictures in here. I definitely have it in there. Let's just spend a little bit more time. See, I have a folder for thumbnails, design elements. I've got stock images that I collect. So, obviously I don't. Let's see here. The mannequin project. Let's see. No, there's nothing in that. That's a bum folder. Oh, my product logo folder. Lots of versions of logos that I've created over the years, so I can constantly provide new and fresh revisions of my marketing material. These are a bunch of events that I've thrown over the years. These are all flyers for my parties. This is, my event was called, one of the events was called Analog. This is a different month of Analog. This was Groove Sessions. I threw this at Club Heaven, and we do a long form where we do, the flyer is the very, very top image, but then we'd spend a lot of time by giving each DJ a large area where we could do, nice write-ups, and we could put pictures of our go-go dancers right down there, and then you'll see there's a picture of me as one of the go-go dancers. I'm the main go-go. Not really a go-go. I'm a dope dancer, and I had really hot girls come and dance for me. So these are all my event flyers. But what we want is I have a folder that's designed for me to easily share very quickly images of Kiki the Kontent Kruiser. Oh, here it is. 1.3 gigs. I bet it's this one. Here it is. Okay. So one day I'm in my parking garage where I do all my work. That was the day that I was preparing to paint my car matte black. So you can kind of see, I'd pull in here at night, I would balloon out, and I would do all the work and the cleaning. Well, one day I'm like, hey, wait a minute. I've got, so that red table is, so what you have is you have two, the brown on the left and right is a TV dinner tray, but I have two of them. So I put the TV dinner trays out wide, and the red thing is like a tote that I got from Fred Meyer. And then I covered both of them with cool fabric because I have nice fabric in the car for sleeping on, and I have nice pillows and things that make the car look pretty. So I pulled those out and I said, hey, I can make a really cool DJ's table with that. And so I kept taking pictures, and then I did a video at the end. This is the building of it. Like, I don't exactly know what I'm going to do yet, but I realized I want to DJ for people. How do I do it? So I keep building it out. I actually have a lot of duplicates. There's a different angle. Then I realized, well, with car audio, it's very directional. So people, like I said earlier, you're not going to hear the treble as well. You'll hear the bass just fine. So I said, if I just put a pair of small speakers on top, I can provide an external sound field that's pleasurable at dancing levels of volume for probably a 30 or 40 person dance floor, is what I'm guessing it. I have a lot more sound than I did in this video, and I was trying to get about 30 or 40 people. I never got to test it. It was just me in this parking garage, but I did a sound test, and it was incredible. So at this point, I'm trying to, you notice that my DJ table's right up against the trunk. I made a separate video where I was talking about trying to be as discreet as possible when you're being loud as possible. So, until I was ready to do the test, I wanted to kind of pull everything in, and I was still filling out this decoration idea. And I'm like, wait a second. I have a bunch of curtains. Wait a minute. And I wanted to get a roof rack because, I had these curtains hanging in my beautiful house that I lost when I moved into the car. And I realized that this is a parking garage. There's a ceiling that I can reach. So I end up, I have way too many duplicates. Another shot. So right now I'm starting to position, and I'm trying to figure out what colors I got so I can make whatever it is that I'm doing balanced. So now I'm starting to develop a little bit more of what it's going to become. And I'm realizing this actually looks kind of cool as the stage. If I hide the doors, they don't look like doors. They just look like shapes. Here's an actual finished video. This is the finished product. And I thought it turned out really goddamn good. I had a couple of rugs that I threw down. This is when I pulled the DJ thing away. So I did this once with a car that I no longer have that was nowhere near as technologically advanced as my current one is. The sound system in my current one is 10 times better. I love this angle. I'm going to do another angle where we go exactly to the side of this car, and it's a cool profile. So the idea is when I do these pop-ups out in nature and stuff, I want to pull the car into a copse of trees and make the car disappear. I don't want people to see the car. They're going to know it's a car, but if I can make it disappear behind fabric and LED lighting, it'll just an intentional stage. You're just going to see a DJ out at a waterfall in the forest with all the lighting and sound and entertainment. That's the profile I was talking about. That's how I created the facade. This is a facade. I show them what I want them to see, and that's the making of, behind the scenes. So that's what blossomed the idea, and now I have I still want to do this, and I do have a roof rack. I just haven't crafted the infrastructure that I'm going to need. But this is a shot of the inside of my other car. You know, I try to make the car look cozy and inviting. I don't want it to look like I have dirty underwear and old takeout food rotting. I maintain the interior of the car as presentable as possible, and I try to have as little as possible visible in the car. So if I go to the grocery store and someone looks in the window, they're not going to be like, what the fuck's going on in here? I mean, they're going to see a seat missing, and they're going to see that there's a bed, but it's going to look like, you know, like a troll hair lounge, or, you know, a midday nap zone for a tech guy who has to work all the time, you know. There's a cool... This is where I worked on my car. So what you're seeing here is an alcove that has 3 parking spaces on the right and 3 parking spaces on the left. And I usually parked right there in 30. And because my car could get real close to the other end, and so I could pull forward so far and against that wall so closely that most people driving by can't even see my car in there. So it was a real discreet way to see it on the right there. But when I'm working on the car and doing things, you know, on the weekends, I get a little ballsier, and I come out and I do this. And when I actually did the sound test, I don't have a video of me doing the sound test. Oh, look, I switched it. The brown is now in the middle instead of on the edges. That looks really good. And I've been doing stuff like this for years. I can decorate the shit out of things. Like, I always decorate shit. So I want my car to look as inviting and be stimulating on more than just, you know, audio levels. I want it to be visually spectacular. I want the content created from it to be useful and entertaining and serve a purpose that benefits, you know, people. You know, I want it to matter. So I don't know exactly how that's going to happen yet. So I need to get this goddamn car on the road and start using it. So, yep, that's just a little deep dive into kind of some of my plans. There's a lot that I haven't talked about. Like I've got a whole plan mapped out for a free festival that travels between state parks and nature land, where there's plenty of places that you don't have to rent, where you can show up and play music and have people come out and enjoy it. It's when you start building a lot of infrastructure like art installations, and you get porta potties, and you bring out all that civilization, that you really endanger yourself. But the idea is I want to get a fleet of like 3 or 4 of these vehicles, and have each vehicle designed in such a way that it serves a different purpose and usefulness. So this is a car. It's built for 2. It's built for content creation. It's got good gas mileage. 2 people can comfortably alternate, one driving, one sleeping, one driving, one working on content. You know, the reality is, as long as one person is driving, the other person has an entire home right there in the car with them. So if they need to take care of their bills, or if they have an online course, or if they do remote work as a remote help desk, you know, one person can drive and the other person can work their work day. So it's designed that it can become very powerful if it's used a lot. And it's just kind of discovering what are the best ways to use it. So my initial plan is I'm going to go out and play dope as fuck music, because I'm a dope as fuck DJ, for random strangers. But they're not going to be random strangers, because I'm going to know in advance whether or not they like electronic music. Last thing you want to do is show up and start playing music in nature near some hillbillies home who do not like electronic music and own shotguns. You know, there's definitely some risk involved. But no, I'm going to basically, in advance, I'm going to know the cities that I'm going to be hitting, and I'm going to be letting people know where I'm going, and I'm going to find people in those cities. If I don't meet them before I go to the city, the first time I go to the city and do an event, I'm going to meet people, and they're going to start commenting and talking to me, and I'm going to start talking to them. And then the next time I come to their city, I'm going to reach out to them in advance and be like, hey, so thanks for showing up. Thanks for watching my videos. I'm going to come out again. Do you know a good place where we can set up and do another video? And now each time you show up in the city, you can use the locals to help vet out the spaces that you use. In fact, some people might just own a lot of land and they'll be like, yeah, come out and party on my land. I've got Ewok tree houses that I've built in off-grid sustainable underground bunkers. We could throw a hella dope party and have a stage in the trees, a stage at the lake, and a stage underground. You know, there's going to be lots of opportunities to do free performances on land that you didn't necessarily rent. But as long as you do no damage and you leave no trace and you leave at the, like, there's this saying that I learned in management. It says, it's better to ask for forgiveness than permission. And how that applies here is you're not going to get in trouble with the police unless they come out, say turn it off, and you hassle them. The way I've designed this is if I make a bad choice of where I set up and play music, and anyone has a problem with it, at the first signs of conflict, I'll know, is this worth toughing it out, or should we just find another location? Because it's not going to be like someone that goes to the forest and brings generators and tents and trailers, and they have a major investment in that event going off at the original location. And when you're doing what's called like renegade parties or map point parties, like the old days, they did this in warehouses. And it was really tricky to execute, but when you executed a proper renegade, the memories that people had from those events, it's a surreal experience to know that at any minute, this entire venue could get shut down and all of this gear can get confiscated. So there's a lot of risk. But when it succeeds, everybody that was at that event shares this kind of camaraderie of, dude, yeah, we both experienced an event that shouldn't have gone off, and it was so much doper than paying $20 and going to the big clubs in the city. So, you know, I've done a couple of these already, and they were successful. And so my plan is to be respectful of where I'm at, to think in advance of the best places to set up and do this. And if I encounter hurdles, I can very quickly change my mind and try something different. So I don't have to invest a lot in where I set up. I can set up anywhere. So this gives me the ability where if I do an event, I can promote it and be like, hey, we're going to do this event here. And then if it gets busted, I'd be like, hey guys, so the first venue got busted. Go to the website. The directions to the second backup venue are already on there. It's going off right now. There's no problems. I had that happen to me at an outdoor free party that I threw. So, you know, sky's the limit. You know, I have lots of things that I want to do, and I think what I'm going to be most gifted at is gatherings. Gatherings caught on film and moments immortalized in content of people being creative and showcasing their strengths, their greatest art. You know, who knows? Maybe I'll become an on-the-road kind of like guerrilla journalist who calls out the Illuminati and, you know, is always where, you know, the government's fucking up and doing shit and I'm there catching it. You know, that doesn't really motivate me too much. But, you know, if it comes down to a Civil War moment, I think being very mobile and able to live in a vehicle that I can be very discreet in and pop in and out will grant me a lot of ability to be extremely mobile and be in many places at once. So to me, if the shit hits the fan, this vehicle has functionality. If I need to make money, there's lots of different types of content I can make and lots of different ways I can use this vehicle to generate money. If I just want to drive around the US and see beautiful places, meet new people, and play dope music in beautiful new settings, I can do that as well. If I can get a remote job, I can work from inside my car. So I love traveling. You know, I have probably traveled more places than most, but I never lost my wanderlust. And I've been hibernating in this apartment for about 3 years now because I don't have income. So leaving is very difficult. I have this vehicle finished, but I don't want to drive it because it's got expired tabs and I don't have it insured. So right now I've did all this work preparing this vehicle, and now I don't want to drive it because, you know, I can't lose it. I don't have the money to replace it. So I have to now start putting a lot of energy into how do I start creating fiscal abundance, you know, the abundance that we need to survive. I don't have to pay rent and utilities. I need gas and insurance, and I probably have to spend a little more on food than someone living in a house, or I have to have food banks mapped out in advance. There's compromises that have to be made, and I'm not as invested in having a full kitchen and a full bathroom in my vehicle as I am being able to have more than one person in that car comfortably for rides. And when I arrive somewhere, I want the vehicle to be the most beautiful soundstage, like something you would see at a major festival with a lot of production value. So I'm close. And so I think, I'm focusing a lot more on just getting some form of employment right now. And this guy that I met has got an entire YouTube of amazing content that we just need to go in and pop some metadata in there, make some thumbnails, make some intros, organize them into playlists. And he's already got videos with like 2,000 views. I think my most populous video is 150 views. So I think this collaboration that just landed in my lap is going to be a lot of fun. So, all right, that's it for this video. Yeah, have a good day, brother.